Welcome back, everybody, to Unconditional Surrender. Me, myself, and I playthrough of the main event scenario. Game is posed by GMT Games, designed by Salvatore Vasta. We're getting ready to go into the Soviet Operations of the September 1943 turn. This is the last guaranteed clear weather turn in this area. I have already kind of got ahead of myself and didn't want to reset the map. I moved the Soviet airplane that was back here with 4 sorties up to Kursk and added a sortie to it. And then we're just trying to decide which way we want to start with the attacks. This annoying Hungarian is kind of in the way, but I'm not sure if I don't want to start with a northern attack in any event. Oh, yes, I think I need to start up here. 4, 5, so they can't reach to here. Alright, we're going to activate the 4th Guards. Kind of put the Russians over here, maybe. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, we're going to activate the 4th Guards. That's 2. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5 to attack there. So he's got 5 movement points left. He is +3. The Germans are +2 to start with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't add in an airplane, so it's just going to be +3 to +2. So the Russians are all 4 + 3 is a 7. The Germans are all a 4 + 2 is a 6, so that's a diamond. So they'll spend 2 more and do the same attack. Russians roll 3 + 3 is a 6. Germans roll a 6 + 2 is an 8. What did I say? 3 + 3 is a 6 to an 8 is still a diamond. Had to check there. Wasn't quite sure. And so the Russian armor will try one more time at +3 to +2. 3 + 3 is a 6. The Germans roll. Oh, I hit 2 dice. I don't know what the heck that is. That one doesn't count because it's 2 dice. Germans roll 5 + 2 is a 7. So they hold their ground for now. So that didn't work. I was hoping that one was going to work, but it didn't. So now we'll go. Alright, next we'll try this one. Try and get the shock tank armies out first. See if we can get them to do. Why did I close that? I lifted over here just so I could keep doing this. He's done for 2. He goes 1, 2, 3, and then it's 4, 5, 6. So he has 4 movement points left. And he's a net +2 to +2, but he can throw in an airplane, which he's going to do. What is that? There it is. So he's going to throw his airplane in here to give him an extra +2. So he's +4 to +2. Normally he's +3, but he's -1 for the woods. So +4 to +2. Let's see if we can do something here. 2 + 4 is a 6. And the Germans are an 8, so nothing happens there. We'll spend 3 more movement points, but now it'll just be a +2 to a +2. And Russians roll a 6 + 2 is an 8. And the Germans roll a 4 + 2 is a 6. An 8 to a 6, I think they still hold their ground. Yes, they do. So, attempts to bust through the Germans here in the north, outside of Smolensk and Bryansk, have failed miserably. So, let's see if we can't take this offensive to the south somewhere. See if we can get something going here. Well, it's probably worth it to go ahead and do this. Do I want to push down through the river here, or do I want to stack everybody up and try and bust the Dnieper along? I think I want to do that with assaults. Let's do the easy one. Let's spend a production point here. This dude. 1, 2, 3. It's +2 for the straight and 1 for the clear terrain. 4, 5, a 6, 7, and then back out 8. And the Soviets get back another factory. That's, God, I keep taking that down. I have it up here for a reason. So their factory count now is up to 7. So they're only missing now Kiev and Leningrad. So slowly but surely getting all of our factories back. We should be up to like 38 or something next turn, I think. Should have a lot of points. So able to continue on with the offensive, so to speak. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I need to do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. It'd be 0 to 0, 0 to 0. Trying to figure out the best way to go about doing this. I think we're just going to go ahead and activate this guy. And let's get rid of this nitwit in front of me, hopefully. 29. Tax this hex. Germans can't add their airplane in because it's a Hungarian. So the Hungarian's -2 because he's a garrison. And the Russians are +1. Actually, the Russians are actually going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So they have 6 movement points left. Because that gives the Russians an extra +2 because he's isolated. So +3 to -2. Russians roll 3 + 3 is a 6. I think the best the Hungarians can get on a -2 is a 4. 6 to a 4 is going to be at least a DR. He cannot retreat, so he's eliminated instead. This goes into the eliminated box. And he gets to take the hex. He still has 6 movement points left. So 1, 2, 3, yeah. Then he goes 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5 to attack the Hungarian. The other Hungarian. That Hungarian will be at 0, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I have a ground support now, so I could use a ground support on this guy if I want. Again, he's +3 because this Hungarian is isolated at this point. So it's +3 to 0 right now. We go to combat commitment. I don't think I could throw in a tanks marker, but I think that's kind of excessive since it's only 1 attack. Because that, I mean, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 1 movement point left, so I don't think I'm going to be throwing a tanks marker here. I want to save it for some of these other guys trying to get through this infantry and maybe get us surrounded on somebody else. And bust through one of these and run behind him and grab Bryansk from him or something. So I'm going to save my tanks markers as the Russians. The Germans are like, what the heck, I've got it, I might as well use it. So they're going to drop their ground support marker on the Hungarian. So the Hungarian gets a +1. So it's +3 to a +1. Russians roll. 3 + 3 is a 6. Hungarians roll. 5 + 1 is a 6, so nothing happens. And the ground support comes back in 2 turns. So turn track, 2 turns. 1, 2. Okay. So I didn't get him. He's kind of in the way, but should make it easy for me to blow him up and then move this Guards tank army up to attack here, maybe. Yeah, I think so. We'll go ahead and activate this Guards tank army. I'm now +5 to his 0. And that took 2 of my movement points, so I have 8 left. So Russians roll. 4 plus 5 is a 9. Hungarians roll a 3. Let's go double check. A 9 to a 3 is a DD, and he cannot retreat. So first he's flipped. Then he cannot retreat, so he has to go under the faction track eliminated box, the other Hungarian. And then we have to bring up the national wills. National wills are up, and the Hungarian willpower goes down 1, so they only have 3 left. Because that was a real army that got blown up there. So, and take the hex. Gonna move there for 1 more movement point. And then I'm going to attack first. Yeah, I'm going to attack the first for 2. So that's a +3 to a +2. +3 to a +2. That's best I can do. Don't have anything. Don't have any airplanes I can throw it. The Germans could throw in an airplane at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do they want to throw their airplane now? There's a whole lot of activation still coming, and he is going to be using tank markers for some of these guards units. I don't know. +3, +2. I think I'm just going to let it go at +3, +2. So Russians roll. A 1 plus 3 is a 4. The Germans roll. 4 plus 2 is a 6. We have to check that. A 4 to a 6 is an attacker stopped. So his activation is ended. The first is held. So now the Russians have to try and do something else. How annoying. So I don't think this is going to go as well as I thought it was. Well, do I play the Partisan's marker now? On something and try and make a breakthrough? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm not breaking through here. What happens if I break through here? Yeah, I think we'll try that. So we're going to go ahead and play our Partisan's marker on the 4th. Then we're going to activate the 1st Guards Tank Army. And we're going to go 1, 2. We'll let some other schmuck take that airplane out and recapture Orel in a minute. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Or do I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4? Either way, he's going to retreat behind the river. He's not going to retreat to the forest. I would love it if he retreat to the forest. So, we'll go here. And we attack. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 6 movement points left. It's out of range of the German aircraft, so the Germans, and I think the Germans use their tanks markers, so they can't do anything about it. This makes the infantry lose its +2, because he's -2 for being under a partisan marker. So I'm +3 to a 0. And the Russians roll. 5 plus 3 is an 8. Germans roll a 6. Yeah, very good die rolling, Mr. German. 8 to a 6 is a diamond, so I'll spend 2 more movement points and try that again. +3 to a 0. The Russians roll. 3 plus 3 is a 6. Germans roll. A 6 again. So the Russians will spend 2 more movement points to try and get this dang 4th army to move. This is ridiculous. +3. It's a 6 again, and the German roll. is a 1. There we go. 6 to a 1 is actually, yeah, it's a DD. So after holding out for so long, now he's flipped and has to retreat. He'll go here, because by going behind there, he only has 2 movement points left. He can't attack me. But I think he wants to take the hex. Yes. Yes, he does. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Interesting dilemma there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I only get 1 attack at him. But that's the way it goes. Oh yeah, I need to put that partisan marker on top so I remember to roll him later. Well, that was not... I was hoping to have, eliminated him along the way there. I had some running room, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get that. Don't have any stray Soviet units underneath there, so I have to use what I have up here. Oh, I got a stray one. There's a stray one. Let's spend 1 point for that guy. Get the guy out of Moscow. He goes 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, 6 to capture Orel. Makes the German airplane fly away. It will fly away to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go down to Kiev, I guess. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I can still reach the guy in Kursk, so I'll go to Kiev. And this goes away. And that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he could go. I don't see a good place for him to go. If he goes up any farther up, he starts blocking attack lines. So I need to have spaces for my units to attack from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He'd only get 1 attack. +2 to +2. Ick. Things are not working out the way I wanted them to. Okay, be 1, 2, 3, 4. That would put me down to 22. I need to have 15 and 3. I need to have 18 left, so I only want to spend another 8. So I want to go with all these guards units down here in the south. Like 1, 2, 3. This one 4. Maybe I won't do an airplane myself. Alright, I'm going to activate this guards unit. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to attack that guy. And because I'm the one attacking, he can't retreat into Bryansk. He's not isolated, but hey. And I will throw a tanks marker to be at +3 to +2. Where's my faction card? Throw in a tanks marker. So +3 to +2 with no retreat route. Russians roll. 4 + 3 is a 7. Germans roll. 6 + 2 is an 8. 7 to an 8 is a diamond, so that was, wasted. Okay. Doesn't look good here for the Russian offensives. Does not look good at all for the Russian offensives. Sir, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could attack him with a shock unit at +2 to... It'd only be +1 to I don't want to do that. And that was 2 more, right? I better do a quick check here. Sorry, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I started at 36, right? 36 minus 14, I think it should be at 22. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I should be at 22. So I'm only, to be able to do what I want to do, I really can only spend like 4 more, unless I want to give up on an airplane. Shouldn't have taken that hex with the Partisan's marker in it. I shouldn't have moved my armored unit in there. I should have left him out. Then I could have moved a guard's tank in to try and make the 4th retreat. If I could have made the guy behind the river retreat, then I could have stepped into Bryansk. And then, so I did that poorly. Very poorly for my last clear weather turn here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He doesn't have an attack route, defense route, so we'll activate this one. Let's go see if I can kill a Romanian. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5, 6, 7. I can only attack him once. Wrong guy. Let's undo that one. Ah, belongs back there. This guy's the one I have to activate. I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's attacking the Romanian at +1 to 0. Yeah, attack the Romanian at +1 to 0. Or I could try to go across the river, invoke his airplane. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 4 movement points left. Let's attack the Romanian, +1 to 0, and just see what happens. 1 plus 1 is a 2. 1 plus nothing is 0 is a 1, so 2 to a 1 is a nothing. I think I'm going to spend my last 3 to attack the 8th garrison. So now I'm starting off at a 0 to +1. We go to combat commitment. The Germans are like, these guys have been holding out with +2. Best time we get is +3 to +2. This guy's a 0, so they're going to go ahead and commit their airplane, and the Russians will commit their tank. One of their tanks left that they have left. So that it ends up being a +2 to +2. +2 to +2. With no movement points left. And the Russians roll. 2 plus 2 is a 4. The Germans roll. 4 plus 2 is a 6, so that stops that. And that doesn't do anything. So just tanks go onto the tanks marker. Next turn here. We're going to spend 2 more. But who are we going to activate? 1, 2. Four, 5. Let's start off with the 4th Guards. Oh no, we want to do the second guards. Wrong guy. Second guards goes here. And then attacks. He's currently at a 0 because he's -1 for the river. And he's a 0 because he's a garrison. +2 German, -2 garrison. I think I still have a tanks marker left. Yes, I do. So I'll use my tank marker here to give me a +2 to him. +2 to 0. See what happens. 4 + 2 is a 6. And the Germans rolled a 1. That's not good. Because a 6 to a 1 is a DD. Which means that thing goes on the faction card track. I don't get a will point for it, but it's just a physical unit that's not here anymore. And I will definitely take that hex. The tanks back there. Because that reaches me across the river. That means I'm probably not going to either not build the infantry and armored unit or not raise up an airplane. Maybe both, depending on what happens next. 2. Oh, the best I can do is attack him at +1 to +2. So unless I'm going to do an assault somewhere, this isn't going to work well. So maybe I'll just move some units up to be in position for next turn. I move the 3 shocks up. Move the guards and the shock. He'll go 1, 2. And then he'll attack the German at +1 to +2. +1 to +2, just to see if I can get him to retreat, just for grins. Two plus 1 is a 3, and a 6. +2 is an 8. 3 to an 8 is an AA, of course. So I hit flipped. So I'll be spending a couple points there. I'm not going to bring up all my airplanes, probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Move him to here. That leaves me at 15. And I guess I'm just going to have to hold out there. Okay, not a very good Russian September turn. Kind of closed up the lines, but I didn't really get much. I mean, I got a 1 German infantry came out of the west. I got some Hungarians and a couple garrisons. So 1 garrison by the Russians is all I think they took out. Everything else was, there was a retreat, and that's it. Okay, we're going to call that the Russian turn. 1 down the rail, 1 down the rail, 1, 2 to a rail, 1, 2 to a rail. Oh, I have to roll for my partisans. 1, 2 to Kursk, 1 to Kharkov, 1, 2 Kharkov, 1, 2 Kharkov, 1, 2 to a rail that goes off to wherever. This guy's on a rail, goes 1, 2 to a rail, and goes wherever. He's got Sebastopol. So everybody's in supply, the Russians. Roll for my partisans. Russians roll. 6. So these partisans are tired. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They'll be back for next in 1944 in March. So it'll be a little late when they show up. That, I think, kids, is that. Okay. So let's go on to the... Nobody has a no supply on them. Replacements for the Axis. They have 15. They have one infantry unit sitting out here. That's flipped. And they had another infantry somewhere. Oh no, he was strategically moved, so he can't be touched. The guy over here in France. So I don't really have... I have one guy to be flipped in Russia. Or I can bring up... And then I have 19 points left. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and flip the guy in Russia. There you go. That's one. 3, 6, 9. 12. 12. So 12 more. 2. Oh no, I was at 19 when I started that. So 1, 2, 10. I should be at 17. So I started at 20 and I basically just spent 13. So that leaves me with 7. I could bring up my other airplane and only build 4 points. But this way, if I get to the build... This way I can build all 3 armored units, 2, 4, 6, and an infantry. And then next turn I don't have to spend quite as much to build the infantry. So I think I'm going to do it that way. The armors are +2 even when they're flipped, so that's why I'm going to go with the armor first. Okay, then we go to the west. Get this over here. So now we go to the west. Replacement phase. Where's my little map jumpy thing? So we go down here and do the Americans first. These guys come down 2. These guys come down 2. Go over here to here. These... I'm just going to set these here because this is going to be being used a lot. Get those out of there. And then I have a fleet here. Bomber comes down 2. And I think that's all my replacement. Oh, no. American airplane? Did I do the American airplane? Yes, I did. I brought him down to 1 sortie. So, yeah, that's the Americans. And then we got to pay. We have to pay for the British. So this is 3. 6. Hello. Get out of my way. 3, 6. 9. 12. Boom. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Started off at 32. 8 move in there. And then 24, and then 12. So I'm down to 12 left. Just making sure I had done my stuff right earlier. With 12 left, I'm going to do him for 2. That's 4. Hello. That's 4. Takes me down to 8. Clear the airplane. 3 more. I could clear a fleet, or I could clear the convoy. I think we'll clear this convoy for 3. Okay. And then we have to go do the Soviets. Soviets know that he's left one airplane undone. So they can kind of do the same thing. So they go 3, 6, 9, 12. And they have 3 left. They could either flip this guy up or they could build their armored and shock. I think they're going to flip this guy up and rebuild the shock army. Because he's kind of front line. Okay, and then we've got the faction card, so that's everybody's replacements. Upgrades, no, nobody's got any upgrades. Mobilization axis, they have some points left here. They have 7 points left. And they've got so we're going to leave 2 infantry and build 3 armor and infantry. Right? Okay. So put me down here where I can actually build my infantry, my armor. I'm going to put Panzer in Posen. I'm going to spend all 7 to build stuff. And I'm going to put a Panzer for another 2. Königsberg. Damn, the British are on the board over here. I'll put 1 more infantry. I gotta put an infantry and an armored in the west. So I can build an infantry in Aachen. He doesn't have any surprise attack markers for a while, but he does have some armor running around, and I'm going to need to have these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 6, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't get to Bordeaux. And I'm short one unit to hold this line. So this infantry Just going to have to go to Munich, and you're going to go to Metz. Running out of choices here. Okay, that's the Axis mobilization. Western mobilization. Bring up the faction card. And the turn track, because the Americans will rebuild this for 1, 2, 3, 4, coming back in January. British can't afford that, so they won't be building theirs this turn. Oh, and the Americans get to mobilize their dude. Goes here. And then the Russians, I think they had 1 point left. Right. So, yes, the Russians had 1 point left, so they will build an infantry. They will build the shock army, but it's going to come back, not in the south, it's going to come back in, or can I wait? Can I wait a couple turns? I think I can wait a couple turns. I think I want this shock army. Oh, where? Kharkov or Kursk? Kharkov or Kursk? Kharkov or Kursk? Well, I took one from the Moscow area and ran it all the way down there. So maybe I need to put it up here someplace. It's either in Moscow or Tula. I could just put it in Bologoya. So that would be close to this one. Kalinin? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whatever I do, you can't really get to the front line. Why is that shock unit flipped? Oh, because it's the shock unit. I'm like really confused. How many shock armies do I have down here? I think this is where I lost him, so I'm going to put him down in Kharkov. He's back with his shock armor buddies. Although one of them got diverted to the north, so I have to bring him back south. And that's mobilization. West, I already did. Soviets are done. Nobody's talking because we are still at war. They haven't conquered Germany yet. Germany feels a little bit safer. End of turn phase. Turn track. Action card. Germans get tanks and submarines. Russians get tanks, of course. British get their tanks back. And an ultra. And we go into October. So, that is the Soviet through end of turn phase turn. This is Dren608. If you like the videos, please subscribe so you can not miss any future episodes that will be coming down the pike. That's the end of August 1943. We will be back with these, not August, it's September 43, I'm sorry. We will be starting October 1943 in the next videos. Please subscribe and leave me comments, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.